Welcome to Continuum. We're excited to be talking today about the 2016 vintage. It's our 12th release, so it's exciting to realize, how fast time goes, and it's amazing. Now we have a dozen years behind us with 16.
The 16 vintage was going to be the fifth year of the drought, but we had 18 inches of rain. It was a gentle rain that fell, and therefore nourishing the vines.
The clusters on any given vintage are determined from the previous vintage, so the adverse effect on flowering during the 2015 vintage had an impact on 16. So we had far fewer clusters per vine.
So on an absolute basis, that means that the harvest gave us about 1.9 tons per acre. The vines are smaller, the berries are smaller, and the vine spends less time in that vegetative phase and more time in the maturation phase. And 1.9 tons per acre is lower than what we would normally have, but what we normally have is far lower than the valley floor.
The harvest window for 2016 lasted about 2.5 weeks, and we had very few days reaching above 95, so just very mild, ideal conditions for harvest. And we concluded harvest just prior to some major rainstorms that moved through and carried on into 2017, which I think was the salvation, saving all of California from the drought.
2016 was a relatively cooler year overall, and you can see the natural vibrancy in this wine that echoes the iron core soils that are there, because that also gives lift and nerve that I think is so incredibly important to a great wine. Sage Mountain Vineyard is the name that we have given to this site because it says two things that are very important. One is that it's mountain fruit, which means the vines do have to struggle. There's more concentration as a result, more layers of flavor. Sage, because the vineyards are planted and nestled into the natural chaparral or the natural garrigue of this land and receive the benefit of the beautiful fragrances of the natural environment. The fragrance of this wine is beginning to reveal itself so gorgeously. The violets, the fragrance of this really show the high percentage of Cabernet Franc that we have and the silkiness in the entry. And then the iron core, the firmness of structure, indicates that this iron-rich soil is manifest in this beautiful wine. I think it's my 44th harvest, and we are entering into our family's 100th anniversary in wine. We're very proud of the fact that we have come from wine and we are committed to it in a singular way and pursuing it at its very highest level. Nothing great ever happens alone, and we have this beautiful property and a team of people that are dedicated to it, and it's wonderful to be able to share that with everyone out in the world. So thank you very much for being a part of our Continuum, and we wish you many great glasses of wonderful wine. Cheers.
Cheers.